wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That is Dalethea. I am Travis. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Wednesday Night Dynamite. And I know, on my phone.
Wednesday Night Dynamite.
The old Dynamite.
How's it going, everybody? How's your Wednesday? How's your week been? You guys been having a great time, just hanging out, being all awesome and whatnot?
It's kind of what I do. Just try to be awesome all the time. 2 or 3 times a day is my goal. To be awesome 2 or 3 times a day. Do you know where my phone is? Wasn't I just on it?
I don't know where your crap is. I keep track of my own stuff, not yours.
I swear I was just on it.
You were. I don't know what you did with it then.
Alright, I'm leaving. I'll be right back.
Okay, bye. Bye, everybody. I'm out. Leaving.
Oh, it's right there. Boom! See what I mean by just being cool constantly? You were hoping I was leaving. And it looks like Robbie's in there. Aaron's in there.
Yeah.
Alita's in there.
Oh, are you going to chat?
Oh, I can. All right.
Yeah, anyways, we have
Thought I saw something white.
Aaron in there.
But maybe it's that.
Talking about ROH. What are you talking about? ROH. Somebody died.
It died. Yes.
Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
It took a big shit and died.
They released like everybody.
And then closed.
All right, how are they going to start this show out? Are they going to start it out with Dennett? Yep.
Alita's
See him drunk.
Hey, let's see. Well, I don't know if they're still in the chat. They were in here way earlier. So if you guys are still around, hey. Ravi is out there though. Hey, Ravi, for a second. I don't know if they're still in there. Anybody in there?
What's that extension cord? I'm like, what is that white thing?
I don't think anybody's in the chat. All the chats were away like 20 minutes ago.
Chat's dead.
Anyway, so yeah, you all should be excited.
CM
Punk, like always.
He loves
now the ratings have
the
dropped.
choice of the new generation.
Let me help the ratings drop. Let me change the channel.
What is he wearing?
Garbage.
He has like Sergeant Slaughter pants on.
I don't know. His bag of milk pants.
Looking good for a 50-year-old man.
Look at my belly. It's like, look, dude, you're an athlete. You're not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, it was weird.
As a normal citizen, I can look like that and have jiggly belly. But as an athlete, you're not allowed to have jiggle belly.
He hasn't been an athlete since the freaking mid-14s.
Well, he likes to pretend that he is an athlete. And I'm sorry that he hasn't been around since the 14th century. But anyways, Ravi did say earlier, large up the crew, them in the chat. And AEW is going to be sturdy tonight and pure vibes in the chat. Oh my freaking God, there's nobody in there, so it doesn't matter.
What if people know that we're here?
Got a notification. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I did.
that Oprah handed out notifications.
Live chat, right? That's what we want. All right, well, get comfortable because we're going to be here for the next 2 hours.
2 hours.
Anybody watch NXT last night? I watched the show. It was actually
We did. Kind of.
Really good. There was 3 title changes.
Almost all the titles changed except for the men's title.
Old Bobby Fish could have stayed in WWE and maybe became Cruiserweight champion of the world against one of his old partners.
Why is this guy even here?
They signed that other guy too, Tony Nese.
Why are they even here?
I love it. They're just signing all these. So I understand where they were coming from originally. There's Randy Sam. Thanks for joining us. It says, what was the most sad thing or happy live losing? Or Rob is selling
do you want me to read?
Ring of Honor.
Or do you want to do it? You want to do it?
We'll get to it.
I was going to, but you said it before I could. Randy Sam is in the chat. Hey, Randy. He says, sup, Wrestling Gab. What was the most sad thing or happy? Live losing or ROH is selling by WWE?
I mean, come on. It's pretty sad that Ring of Honor has to go bye-bye.
Is that because
and you can't,
WWE killed them?
No. It's the sport of wrestling is slowly declining, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Everybody's ratings are coming down. It's not just one. And so if the giants are feeling it, then the smaller guys are going to feel it.
Well, and the smaller guys don't have enough people to lose. And so if they lose even a little bit, then they're out faster than the big ones.
Right. What I'm starting to notice with AEW is AEW has this mentality of the indie. Okay, it's indie, it's indie, it's indie. Let's be indie. People love this indie. They've got all those people, right? They've got all the indie fans. They're all liking AEW. I even dig AEW. I love it, right? I like AEW. Other people like AEW, but they're capped out, right? But they're signing the same people.
Yeah.
Right? So they signed Daniel Bryan, nothing happened.
Yep.
They signed Adam Cole, nothing happened rating-wise.
Yeah.
Why? Because all those fans are already there.
Yeah.
To break through that,
they're going to have to bring in
they have to bring in people that the mainstream fans like also to break through that last million. They need to bring 1 million people over. And those are the wrestlers that they're not going after, which are your Bray Wyatts.
That they can't go after. They're going to waste their money on these Peasley
they might not have money
like
for
this
it.
guy, who absolutely is garbage.
I don't know.
Like, go somewhere else.
We don't know officially how much money they're paying Fish or Tony Nese or whatever, but they keep bringing those guys in. I keep hearing rumors that eventually Chad Gable's going to come over. What does that accomplish? Right? Chad Gable comes over. It's not one fan comes with him.
Right.
The fans that like him are already here.
Mm-hmm. Basically, I mean.
So they're like, oh, we want to let him out of jail. We want him over here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not in WWE anymore. Well, don't you think that they should bring somebody that might bring more fans?
Yeah.
Or are you okay with 700 to 1.2 million, depending
on what happens? And the 1.2 million wasn't because of CM Punk.
I would say it was because.
Was it because of him?
I would say that CM Punk is the guy that spiked it.
And that's it.
And it's been downhill since. Not downhill.
It's
drama.
gone back to its regular peak that it's always been at.
But it's at the top of that peak because CM Punk's on every week. Daniel Bryan's on every week. They're more stable, closer to 1 million, where before they were more stable towards 800,000. So the 3 guys that they signed for $1 million each brought 200,000 fans with them. Is 200 fans worth $3 million? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
I don't know. Anyways, Ravi's in the chat again saying smash up the likes all the way up like Fat Joe and subscribe to the channel. It's free, man. Like Morgan. And LOL, yeah, Halloween Havoc was good. Didn't think much to Tommaso Ciampa's match.
You know, that was the only match I was disappointed in the whole night, but I figured I wouldn't say anything because the show was really good. And so I was just going to be like, next, he's 23 years old. He's got time ahead of him. As long as they don't, I'm not saying that when he's 27.
Right.
As long as I'm not saying that when he's 29.
As long as, when he hits, 24, he's up for a championship of some kind. Or
I want him to
already on
be
the main roster.
main eventing WrestleMania by the time he's 26.
Yeah.
That gives him some time.
Mm-hmm. Robbie says, LOL, yeah, Halloween Havoc was good. Oh, I read that one. Vindicator says, so they are not wasting time. So they are not wasting time getting Dalethea's headache out of the way right from the start. Yeah, this guy. And he didn't talk. Thank God. He didn't talk. He just came out and wrestled for right
action.
Now. And Jason Michaels in the chat.
Hey,
Jason says, hey, Wrestling Gab, AEW signing is good for business, but hire people is going to kill wrestling. Just ask WCW. It's going to be TNA soon. Wrestling Gab, watch.
You can't keep bringing in the WWE people
and
not developing.
The developed people that you started with, those are your stars.
Right.
Not the people from WWE. Stop making the WWE people stars when nobody wants to see them. That's the reason why I don't watch that, because I didn't want to see them. Now I have to watch them because they're here. And the people I want to see, I can't
through the
see
ropes.
because these dumbasses decide to have them with their stuff instead of having somebody else in the match. So instead of putting one of the actual people that are real,
Orange Cassidy in this match.
AEW wrestlers that need to have the time. They put this dumbass Fish dude.
Right now,
a piece of shit in NXT, and he's a piece of shit on here.
Right now, this should be Orange Cassidy.
Something.
Right?
Or fuck Darby Allin. I don't give a shit.
We already did
as
it.
long
Darby was the
as
first
it
feud.
Is somebody that was an AEW starter or within the first couple months of AEW starting on TV.
Right.
Ravi says the ladder match at the start was decent. Eric Travis is in the chat. Hey, Eric says, hey, Wrestling Gab, don't tell people that. They're going to cry. They don't like the truth. Vindicator says, so Travis, you happy that my Mandy won her first championship even though it's tainted?
It's not tainted to me.
Why would it be tainted?
Tainted love.
Why would it be tainted?
What's her name hit her in the back with a shovel? But that had nothing to do with Mandy.
Dakota Kai was having a problem with
Dakota.
Raquel Gonzalez in the beginning when they were friends and Raquel won it. They were having a little bit of a feud. So her coming back to really freaking like show her up, nothing wrong with that. Aaron said that's what happens with bad guys, right?
And Mandy's a heel, and a lot of people aren't going to like her because she's pretty, and there's a lot of hate towards pretty people.
I don't know why. It's because they're pretty. Aaron's like, hey, Mr. G, rip ROH. Sophie says, hi, people.
Hey,
hi,
Sophie.
Eric says, look at WWE roster Wrestling Gab. It's not crazy we getting budget cuts. WWE had a larger roster than AEW was here. I'm not mad about budget cuts. It kicked Vince's butt now to stop signing wrestlers.
Right, but he made more money last year than he's made in any single year since his company was started.
Yeah.
He's making money. There's money being made.
Yep. Sophie says, did you hear about everybody in ROH or MLW got released today?
I did.
Eric says an AEW is going to be next with Tony Khan. Sophie says Halloween Havoc got better ratings in the last month.
Let me tell you something about billionaires. And Tony Khan is not a billionaire. It's his daddy.
Father is a
it's his
billionaire.
daddy.
His father owns this.
They will not lose money under any circumstance. So if it gets to that point, it's gone.
Yep.
He'll get rid of it.
But
he can also make money just like Vince. They can make money when no one else is. Mm-hmm. Because that's how you become wealthy, right? Is in hard times, you're making money.
It's a business. And unfortunately, I know you guys like to think of it differently, but these are employees. Whether they're contractual employees or not, they're employees. And what happens when businesses have hard times, they start cutting their employees. Now, whether there's someplace else for them to go or not, that's another story and that's another problem. But as Travis said earlier, the wrestling world is starting to die. Like, there's nothing keeping it alive. There's too many people of keyboard warriors on Twitter saying how much they don't like things, and so they have to cut this out or cut that out or can't have this or can't have that. And pretty soon it's going to be to a point where they can't do anything but stand in the corner and play flag touch football like they do now with real football over here in the States. That's what football is. So many rules that you might as well just play flag football.
Where it's coming down to is what's happening is this cancel culture stuff. Is you've got people that are watching the sport that are offended by it constantly by something.
Yeah.
They get online and then they want it canceled. Then the ownership sees it because 400 people liked it. And then they cut that. So therefore they lose, say, 10 fans. Then they cut this and they lose another 10 fans. Then they cut this and they lose another 10 fans. All of a sudden those 10 fans are 1 million or 0.5, 500,000. Because they keep doing this stuff to please everybody by placating towards them, and what that does is it just people stop watching. It gets old.
Mm-hmm. They're placating to the small group instead of the whole picture.
Right, because the whole picture doesn't have a voice because they're not twittering.
Yep, because we don't get on there and say, well, why is it offensive? Why is that offensive? Why would you? And then disliking it. Instead, everybody's like it and share it.
Right. So
tell everybody in the world how awful it is.
There's this huge thing happening in baseball right now. The Atlanta Braves had a guy come and sing in Game 6 the national anthem.
Oh.
And the left went fucking apeshit. His name's Travis Tritt. He was a country music legend in the 90s.
Is he originally from Atlanta or something?
I can't answer any questions like that. But the cancel culture came hard at Atlanta because he is against mask mandates. And so they were saying by having him on there. But anyways.
So they turned it political when it wasn't.
Right. And so it did not get canceled. He sang the national anthem.
He better have.
And, and he thanked the Atlanta Braves for not giving in to the cancel culture bullying. And stuff. But that's exactly what's happening all over. It's like this bullying campaign. I've never been opposed to bullying. I think bullying builds character myself. But
to a certain degree of what kind of bullying it is. But when it's a bullying that oppresses other people, it's wrong.
Right. It's a silencing. It's more than bullying because they don't try to get mad at somebody. They try to destroy that person. And so they want that person's career gone. They want that person's livelihood gone. God forbid you say something that you shouldn't, because they want they want your kids dead.
Yeah.
They want everything. They're like Al Capone.
But they try to say they're not.
But who we're talking about is such a small number.
Tiny.
And we're talking less than 1%. But that 1% controls everything. You can't use the word gay, right?
Right.
Because of less than 3% of the population might get offended, right?
And they don't even give a shit.
And the only people that are really getting offended are
the people that aren't even in that group.
Are people that are in other groups that don't give a shit about it, except for it's trending. Just like the Brazilian rainforest.
Yeah, the Amazon is still on fire. You know how that was a big, huge thing a while ago?
They cared about it because it was trending.
Oh my gosh, and everything was on fire. That fire is still going. It's still on fire.
People don't care.
People don't give a shit. So weird. Anyways, we are watching wrestling, by the way.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, Punk's fell off because he's been wrestling Fish for like 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
this should have been a squash match.
Leg and all kinds of weird shit happening. Anyways, let's see, where was I at? SC Williams is in the chat.
Hey,
SC says, no wrestling gab. I know it. Ciampa win was unexpected and unpredictable. Then a predictable CM Punk match. And hey, wrestling gab too. And hey, buddy.
Fish came up with his head right up his ass. That was funny as shit.
Robbie says AEW is not shown in the UK. You have to find a stream to watch it.
Yeah.
And no rejects to clog up the show, D. Exactly. SC Williams says AEW needs to wake up, wrestling gab. Why are they not pushing big man? It's part of wrestling character and storyline is a drew, not in ring work.
It is.
It's a draw, not in ring work.
It is absolutely a fact.
Exactly.
Mic work and size matter.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
I feel like size is 30% of a wrestler. Vin knows this because he always brings up me talking about, another big man.
Yeah.
30% of a wrestler is how big he is.
Yep.
So if you're small, if you're Daniel Bryan or Orange Cassidy or Darby Allin, you're only 60% of a wrestler if you're really good on the mic and really good in the ring. That's 60%. Now, granted, that's better than a lot of these big men that are only 30% because they're only just big. Like Braun Strowman. But Braun Strowman had potential. They just never pushed it.
They pushed him to be this person that was for kids. They tried to fit him in a box instead of him just being Braun Strowman. He had to be the train and had to do his choo-choo running because it's cool and the kids like it.
Well, before you go too far with that, that's what Hulk Hogan was.
That's fine, but he did it a different way.
Just saying that Hulk Hogan was that. That's the mold that they put him in, was Hulk Hogan's.
No, they didn't.
Right,
because if they would have put him in that mold, it would have worked better. But they didn't put him in that type of mold. They put him in the mold of like the Big Show. Oh, you're a big, big, big guy. You know what you should be? You should be over here doing this stupid
Andre
shit.
the Giant stuff.
Yeah.
It's the 80s. Vince was trying to relive those 80s stuff through those big guys.
Right.
Is what I'm getting at. Malachi lost. A lot of people said he got buried. I don't agree.
I don't agree with that at all. Cody had to come out and do something to redeem himself.
Cody's a top guy in the world, not just in AEW.
Yeah, exactly. Cody Rhodes isn't like some punk off the street like Grease water.
You got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Right.
Sorry.
Let's see. Let me catch up on some stuff. Robbie says this match is trash. CM fraud. Vindicator is in the chat and says Bobby Fish is a little bit out of shape. He's almost got a Jericho gut. LOL. Bobby Fish's gut isn't like Jericho's. Bobby Fish's gut is he just has abs guts. He has like a Brian Cage gut.
Right. Yeah, it's from doing
it's doing a lot
sit-ups.
of ab work. doing a lot of ab work means that your gut will kind of get thick-walled and stick out more.
You've got different types of muscles in there.
Rather than trimming down your fats, working different types of obliques and stuff or whatever for your stuff, and then getting a six-pack or whatever.
We got the Dark Order taking on the Elite later on. We got number 10 taking on Jon Moxley. We have Sammy Guevara versus Ethan Page for that the television championship. We have MJF in action. And I would assume at some point, probably in the middle of this, we have round 1 of that TBS Championship with Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida. So, looks like a pretty good card tonight, full.
Nice. Ravi says, yep, wrestling has defo declined. Sophie says, AEW Dynamite got 575,000 people this past Saturday. 575,000.
Yeah, it was on a Saturday. It's fine.
Sophie says, with Ring of Honor releasing everybody, that opens the door for them to go to WWE, Impact, and AEW. Sophie says, what are your thoughts about the more update to the Charlotte Becky Lynch thing?
I haven't heard any updates.
I haven't heard any updates either. Vindicator says AEW would really take off in ratings if they signed Tyson Fury before the year ends and make him the Ahmed Johnson regarding pro athletes turned pro wrestlers.
That's not happening.
No. Robbie says Sophie's stats don't give a true reflection on if the show is any good. You need the eye test. Sophie says even though Eric Bischoff has been on AEW TV, he still had mouths Tony Khan. Ravi says, so the CM fraud match ain't important to D, haha.
It's because Tony Khan had the audacity with CM Punk to say what they did was bigger than what Bischoff did with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan with the NWO. He said that
they retarded?
That Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk was a bigger move than Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
Scott Hall and Kevin Nash is
no
basically
way.
What they said.
Oh, God.
And, of course, they're going to get called out on it.
They should get called out and called out about how stupid they are.
You have to get the results before you talk the game over.
Right?
And they didn't. Those results never happened.
No.
And granted, we're in the infancy of it, but CM Punk's not wrestling anybody. CM Punk just wrestled Fish.
Somebody? Ooh. Wow.
Like, he's got to be wrestling top guys. He should be wrestling Adam Page to see who goes on to wrestle
Omega.
And then let Page beat him or however they want to play that. But those are the matches that he has to be doing. Not Bobby Fish. It's like, are you kidding me?
Guy's a loser. Anyways, Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla. P. Cole is in the chat. Hey, P. Cole says, hey, guys, happy Wednesday. Hope we are all doing great. We are. You doing better tonight? You seem like you're off your game on Monday. Sophie says Tony needs to sign to AEW, but no need if it's a tier 0 or tier 1 contract, which I didn't know was a real thing. Tony Nese is signed to AEW.
Tony Nese is on there.
Yep. Elijah Washington's in the chat. Hey, Elijah says, hey, Wrestling Gab, I find it funny that Edge have good matches, but elevated wrestler, he helped elevated Randy, Roman, Seth. Who did CM Punk help elevate? We can crap on Vince, but we know how to treat a legend right. Some of them.
It's
depends.
Just Vince is very, very fickle.
Mm-hmm.
And so Vince either likes you or he doesn't.
And it doesn't change, really. The changing can happen. Oh, my God. He's making his AEW debut, Bryce Donovan.
Oh, why?
And we're having MJF beat the crap out of him. Oh, great. Ravi says Keith Lee should join AEW. He would do well. Alita says Atlanta bows down to no one. That's right, Alita. That's right.
Go Atlanta. I'm
Walter's
all for it. Hey, who won Game 1?
Yeah,
the World Series.
Won Game 1.
I thought it would say it, but instead it talked about how Atlanta, let Travis Tritt sing the national anthem in Game 6. But they didn't talk about Game 1 of the World Series. They talked about Game 6 of freaking Travis Tritt. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They're like, we aren't going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about political garbage.
1, 2, 3.
Great AEW debut for that kid.
Is how you squash somebody. MJF. Doing it right.
And he held him down with a finger.
He did.
That's funny. Walter's in the chat saying CM Punk won.
Sean Spears is going to do some work.
Yes. Picola says, is that 60% of the time? It definitely works all the time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Walter says Dark Order will win. Vindicator says Travis should start a Culture Gab channel in 2022. No snowflakes allowed, or they will be shoveled into oblivion and forced to listen to Joe Gacy on a loop.
Oh, shit.
Sophie says you could get canceled by anything these days. It could be what you say years ago before you start working with the company.
That's a fact.
And that's the dumbest shit ever.
Sammy Guevara got suspended. Now, granted, he said rape, but, you know, I'm not a fan of that. But how he said it, it made sense.
Yeah.
He's talking about just having sex with Sasha Banks, guys. Like,
Right.
who
doesn't talk like that?
What straight male or straight female, on that hand, wouldn't want to have sex with Sasha Banks?
Right? Robbie's like, the man just sweats and runs in circles, gets dizzy, and spits all over himself.
Are we talking about Braun Strowman?
Yes. Walter's like, Travis, did you hear about Ring of Honor releasing everyone? Yes.
I did. Didn't they have that one guy? Isn't there like a star there? But I can't think of what his name is. But he was their champion. But I can't remember what his name was. A lot of people were thinking that he was going to go to WWE a while back. Because their storyline was that he got cut.
Yeah. Picola says East Side Motel. Randy Sam says, look at this wrestling Gab, not hype for a Punk match anymore. He boring.
It's tough.
Sophie says, with Ring of Honor releasing everyone, how does that affect all their champions?
I hope they show that group again right there. So in the audience, they have them dressed up. It's right in that corner right there. It's Mike Rotunda. It's not really them, but like Mike Rotunda. See the suit with the straps?
Yeah.
That's Mike Rotunda. That's Bray Wyatt's dad.
Is it?
It's not him, but
right.
the guy's dressed as him.
Halloween dressed up.
Yeah.
Vindicator says Cody was mostly a mid-card jobber in WWE, though, and went back and forth between costume and no costume, and stars painted on his face like he went to the carnival.
Yeah, that's what happens when Vince gets a hold of the Rhodes family. He put Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, in polka dots.
Yeah. Because he's just a dick.
That's where you draw the line.
Sophie says Greg Hamilton got released by the WWE last night. Who's Greg Hamilton? Do you know Greg Hamilton?
Yeah, he's a figure skater.
He got released by the WWE last night.
Oh, never mind. He is the announcer from on Friday Night SmackDown. He's the ring announcer. I think he's the guy that shakes.
What? Why would they do that?
I
hope he sues them for discrimination.
What I think happened is a rapper used his voice in his rap song, and he got upset about it, and he dropped WWE's name in his counter tweet.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you don't do that.
You know, like WWE's gonna come at you, get you, you know, like sue you or whatever.
Dude.
And
yeah.
you can't throw in your company's name.
No.
They're not your big brother.
Anyways, MJF is calling out Darby Allin, by the way, everybody. Alita says, hi, guys, and Walter says at 9:15, I'm going my time. I will be here for SmackDown still here. Majraj. Yeah, she sent me that, but I was trying to get caught up on the chat. Majraju is in the chat, says, who ready for Tony Nese wrestling Gab, the draw of the muscle, and my Austin voice, what he did to Lance Storm, pillow boring. Pico says, I love how on this day we hear about every other promotion speculative gossip. Maj says, NWO theme is more a draw than Punk Bryan and Adam Cole. Right? ABC is in the chat. Hey, ABC says, imagine if Wyatt shows up at the end. Ooh. Right? Walter says, boo MJF. And Robbie says, the best thing I heard on Joe's channel was him calling Mandy Rose Mandy Rosh. Ha ha. Rock. Mandy Roke.
No idea. What is going on right
R-O-C-H?
here?
I'm not sure. Sophie says, if I'm
Roach?
Rock? I don't know. Sophie says, if I'm a guy that been part of AEW.
Oh, shit! Darby kicked him right on stage at a rock show.
Oh, jeez.
And put him through a table.
I should be. Now, time to break you physically. I should be worried about all these new signings that AEW got this past summer. CM Punk, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, etc. Pico says MJF is mid guy ready to knuckle up. Vindicator says, Travis, who is better on the mic? Maxwell Jacob or Pat McAfee? And yes, Pat has wrestled before. Yes, he has.
MJF. I don't know if there's anybody in wrestling right now besides maybe like The Rock, The Miz, that can
LA
keep...
Knight.
LA Knight that can keep up with MJF.
Right? Even Jericho was having some problems with him not too long ago. Walter's like the Braves did. Atlanta won. Vindicator and Walter's telling you that.
National League!
Maj says, bro, Wrestling Gab, we need a guy as writer. Give me CM Punk versus Adam Cole. Remember Punk, the voice of Voiceless, versus Omega, the CEO of AEW, right? So why are they not doing it? I don't know.
It'll come, I believe, but it's going to be later. He's hitting him with a brand new deck. Like, he didn't even put wheels on it.
Ouch. Damn.
That's a beautiful board.
Alita says, I fell asleep. Well, I'm glad you got some sleep. Piccolo says, honestly, I haven't kept up with the World Series. And Walter says, MJF won. Boo. And Sophie says, this episode of Dynamite sounds like an AEW Dark YouTube show. EWE Network's in the chat saying, hello there.
Hey.
Hello, EWE. And Robbie says, who the Ralph Clark is Maxwell? It's MJF.
MJF.
The guy out there with the plaid
Full
scarf.
gear. It's happening.
Calling out your boy, Darby Allin. They love each other a lot. Alita says, just started P-Cola. And Jeff Samuels in the chat. Hey, Jeff says, MJF
Jeff.
won. Good match. That's how you squash. But wait, Wrestling Gab, I thought AEW don't do squash match. They do it whenever they have a debut. Most of the time with AEW debuts, they do have a squash match with a lot of those guys.
It depends on how good the other guy is, right? Obviously, we never heard of this guy.
Right. We never heard of the other ones.
Absolute Ricky Stark.
Cody squashed a couple people.
He beat him, but they didn't squash. And who was the other guy that came at that same time? Was it Sean Spears? Maybe. No. It was
the guy that slipped on the ropes. Brother.
Seidel.
Yeah. Alita says, I wouldn't. I'm strictly Dickly. You and me both, Alita.
You're telling me.
I personally do not find Sasha Banks attractive.
So you wouldn't touch her butt? If she's like, just touch it. You'd be like... I feel like everybody would touch her butt. There's a fan that actually tried to touch her butt.
Right. Robbie says MJF calling out Darby. Walter's like, MJF, hurry up. We have wrestling matches. EW says WWE ratings is low. Sophie says, ever since Adam Cole, CM Punk, and Bryan Danielson signed with AEW and appeared on AEW TV, the ratings haven't gone up that much. Walter's like, it's Sting. And Piccolo says, how are you, Alita? And Robbie says, MJF living on the edge like Adam Copeland. Sophie says there were some AEW fans compare to Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole and CM Punk arrival to AEW to win Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan showed up in WCW, which I find funny.
It's laughable. It can't even compete.
Right. Alita says, I'm great, P. And Piccolo says, how are you, Ayla? And Ayla says, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Alita says, Ayla, where you been? Walter says, Darby Allin is back. Robbie says, it's Sting. Ayla says, working, taking care of crazy children. Robbie says, Darby cooking MJF. And Walter says, hey, Ayla, you're late. Sophie says, cancel culture did affect WWE and NXT last year. Look at Velveteen Dream and others that were released or suspended. And Piccolo says, yep, no tracks, just straight board. On Darby Allin's board that he had. Vindicator says, Ayla, are you bored tonight showing up here just to mess with Uncle Travis? Robbie says, yeah, boy, do you see the quality Darby has now? I don't. That guy's a fucking piece of garbage. I hate him, like, on another level. Piccolo says, I think Jack Skellington should be a mystery partner with Darby. Ayla says, nah, I'm not bored. My kids are asleep. Haha. Hi, Walter. Sophie says, Raw ratings went up this week. Robbie says, do you bored with AEW tonight? No, I was trying to get caught up on the chat. Travis talked, and so I had to get
It
caught
happens.
up.
It's part of the thing. They don't come to listen to us.
It's fine. I still had to get caught up.
Ayla's thinking about moving across the street from where she's at now.
Oh, God. Seriously? That's terrifying.
Is it across the street? No. Is it in the same neighborhood?
Yes.
Maybe.
Why on earth would you? I seriously.
It's a nice road. I love that road.
Even if I was desperate, I would not want to live anywhere near my in-laws if I had that much of a problem with them. Not even close. Not even. I wouldn't even want to. I wouldn't even want to live up on the hill like that. I wouldn't even want to live
it's
there.
Britt Baker.
If you're a world champion.
What is
at that
on
time,
her elbow? Is it just a birthmark or something?
I think it's a big fat bruise.
Damn.
It's a bruise. That's a bruise.
That's a brutal bruise.
No disqualification trick.
What is she wearing? Like a shirt?
She's wearing
like a shirt skirt?
It's a sweater. It's just a little bit longer.
It reminds me of like 90s clothes.
That's coming back, sweetie. It's all back. Layers and plaids and flannels. It's everywhere again. It's quite terrifying. Jean jackets. Oh my god, jean jackets are back.
They're doing this first? I figured this would be the main event tonight.
Oh, it's not.
Sammy Guevara, Ethan Page. Well, we know there's not going to be a title change. That
really
is all ego.
Go all up on his nose and he has a booger hanging out of it.
He loves his boogers. Look how big those nostrils are. Hey, the bigger your nostrils is the bigger the booger you have?
I wouldn't
That's
know.
a question I really have. I need to ask a nose doctor.
Do ya?
What are those called? Ear, nose, and throats. Isn't that a...
Ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Well, I know, but there's a name for it. All right. Well, we got picture in picture, but it's not actually on a commercial. Okay, there's Ethan. All ego. You know, I'm not a fan of Sammy Guevara being champion. I like Sammy Guevara, but I'm not a fan of this championship at all.
I don't like
I think it's because he took it off Miro,
boring.
and it just wasn't time. But maybe Miro wanted to go do some PayPal stuff where you get to show your penis.
OnlyFans. Some OnlyFans garbage. The problem I have with it is that, okay, this is the first time that he's had to actually
Be on his own.
defend the freaking title. And the problem with it is that they had to force him to do it. They literally forced him to do it. And it's like, what in the hell?
Well, that's how storylines work.
No. Miro made open challenges when he first got it.
I get it.
And
Miro.
then he had other matches that became storylines.
I'm not saying Miro's not the best.
He's been the best, I think, champion for that TNT championship so far. This
Right.
guy's just a joke.
You just offended people
Good.
because Brody died, and that was very rude of you. So
Good.
you're now canceled.
Good. I will leave then. Let me leave. I will freaking get up and walk away.
Canceled.
I'll
Just
completely
kidding.
cancel myself.
Miro was better than Brody. Come on. Just because Brody passed away, unfortunately, by something that had nothing to do with wrestling.
Right. Or COVID, by the way.
I don't think anybody thought it was.
Well, they'll try to say it probably was. That people are weird like that. Alita says I would give her a very nice massage, though.
Yes, right?
Well, there's like,
Very
if you touch a
sensual.
wrestler somewhere you're not allowed to, you will get ejected from a show.
Like, that little boy, he's a cute little shit. He's sitting there on the aisle, and Nia Jax is carrying out Alexa, and the little boy just reaches up and just smacks her right on the ass. And she's like, and Nyla's just laughing. It's like it was like a 7-year-old kid.
He's a child. You can't just get rid of
So
him.
then Bliss goes back out. She's like, oh. Like, it's fine. Did somebody just smack my butt?
Who touched me? Vindicator says, so AEW and WWE are locked in a low-key Friday Night War because it's not on the same scale yet as the Monday Night Attitude Era Wars. AEW needs their own Eric Bischoff or Eric himself. Oh, the bell finally rang. Oh, good.
We got a match, guys.
Walter says Britt Baker, DMD, boo. And Robbie's like, Britt Baker, so pang. Piccolo says, LMAO, I'm not looking for birthmarks on Jamie.
I don't know what it was. I mean, obviously it looks like a bruise.
Why aren't you looking for birthmarks on Jamie, Piccolo?
I'll give her a physical.
What
Where's
do you
it
have
at?
against her? Robbie says, D, don't hate on Britt. Sophie says, I'm guessing the AEW honeymoon phase is over. Alita says, I want to live so close to my in-laws to give them the shit like they give my fiance. Walter says, Sammy for the win. Vindicator says, too bad Abaddon gets a trash opponent in her return to AEW.
Oh, is she wrestling? What?
Is Abaddon coming
When
back
is
then?
Abaddon wrestling?
And when is that
When do
supposed to happen?
I hear this shit in here, and I'm like, what?
Right? And Sandrach is in the chat. Hey,
Hey.
Sandrach, how are you doing? I'm sorry to get to your message earlier, repeat your message. I know you retracted it, but
Write
Robbie
it again.
Says,
Don't worry
jean
if it's...
jackets are cool. I've been rocking my Levi's jean jacket forever. I bet you have.
So Tony Nese is in the crowd, and they just showed him now. Does that mean he's going to be wrestling Guevara here pretty soon for the title?
They keep just showing him. They're like, look at him.
Yeah, they just signed him.
As Ravi says, LOL Spanish God. Haha, that's jokes. Vindicator says, Dalethea just not a fan of Sammy's giant flashcard school lessons during picture-in-picture.
I loved that stuff. I just don't think he should be a champion. That's all. And because of Miro, right? Was it at Miro's expense? But I don't know what's happening. I don't know if Miro is out, Christmas shopping early or something. He might not want to be wrestling.
Right. Vindicator says, Dalethea, just already read that. Robbie says, LOLD canceled, haha. Walter says, Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone and Excalibur doing AEW commentary on TV.
Absolutely.
And Piccolo says,
good group of guys.
There will always be an asterisk next to Brody's title reign.
Right, because of the passing.
Sorry, not sorry.
But Cody took it from him, right? Yeah, Cody took it from him.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't champion at the time, so he already had lost the title.
Yes.
And it wasn't because he was sick or anything weird.
Nope.
Yet. He had got sick after that, but...
Sophie says, I heard Tony Khan might wrestle at the next AEW pay-per-view. He is copying Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon with that move.
Let's not hope that happens. I think that I heard a rumor about that, but I don't know against who. Somebody had challenged him to wrestle, but I don't know who it was. Look at that backbreaker right across the top.
2 ropes in the corner.
Yeah,
Here.
the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Right in his kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to stick with that action. So he was it Ravi that said that AEW is not in Europe, in the United Kingdom?
Yes, Ravi said that you have to find a place for it to stream because they can.
Because it's not on television.
Right.
Okay. Because it's on Fight TV, I think free there, or one of those like that. And that's why they don't do commercials. That's the whole reason that the commercials are different and they do live through commercials, is because the UK has different rules on commercials. You can't just have a commercial every 5 seconds like in America. I think they're allotted like 11 an hour in America. There's 15 or whatever, 7 to 5.
I think that's more like 30.
Right.
Vindicator says it's still frustrating that WWE didn't fully use Bludgeon Brothers properly and Harper and Rowan separately.
Oh, tell me about them.
And Sophie says we were almost 1 year away from when Brody Lee died.
Yep.
Alita's like, Google it. And Vindicator says Abaddon is wrestling Baker on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Walter
She
says,
lost a lot of weight, guys. You're going to be surprised. She could be a beauty. Because, that was what was wrong with her. Was a little bit.
Was that 35 pounds
Was a
she
couple
lost?
30 pounds.
Walter says Sunday is Halloween. Pass candy to kids. Yeah,
Yes.
not razor blades. Sophie says there are not that many independent wrestling promotions left, with the number 4 wrestling promotion being shut down. That stinks for everybody who is still a free agent from the WWE. Robbie says, D, is it the Spanish God's time to shine?
I say it week in and week out. What Vince is doing is genius. He's letting these lower tier guys walk. He's letting them go, right? Adam Cole's gone. Daniel Bryant's gone. Now, here pretty soon, Kevin Owens, Vince is going to say, it's your choice, right? Because Kevin Owens doesn't compete for championships. I'd like Kevin Owens, and I like some of these guys that are getting let go. I'm just saying. What he's doing is they're not as stars, right? And what it's doing is it's clogging AEW's payroll, and then the other places don't have big money. And now when it comes to bargaining, when the big guys come up to bargain, when Roman comes up as a free agent, he's going to have nothing to bargain with. No one can sign him. There's no money. And Vince is like, oh, you don't want to go over there? And they're going to have to come up with an extra $2 or $3 million a year to sign him? No, it's not going to happen. Vince is clogging up AEW. And he's doing it on purpose. Here, sign Tony Nese.
Right.
That's somebody else they can't sign now.
Sophie says, wasn't Miro being used the same way in AEW as he was in the WWE when he first showed up to AEW?
He was a champ.
he really wasn't. I mean, he was supposed to be best friends with Penelope Ford's honey bunny, whoever he is again. And he had like a feud and stuff, and then that guy got hurt or something again, and we haven't seen him for a long time. Because says, why do Americans enjoy gross buffets so much? Alita says somebody else is cooking.
I mean, who doesn't want to just sit at a buffet all day?
I don't know, P-Cola. Is that supposed to be a joke or an actual real, like...
You got to remember, this is America. Everything's overabundant. It's like Rome.
Ravi says, I normally stream it on my internet box or phone. And Ravi also says, Brian, his days are coming to an end. And as Alita says, Roman is not going anywhere.
He's not.
No.
Not going to happen. Seth's not going anywhere. It's not going to happen. They're clogging up AEW's payroll with these little guys. Mid-Carters. Oh, even Paige just gets that shoulder up.
So close. Ayla says, it's the thrill of the risk. Fat Lisa. Why Americans enjoy gross buffets so much. You know, it's so funny because people, I don't really enjoy buffets as an American. Which is funny because aren't you an American?
The wagon wheel when I was a kid.
I just can't handle it because I just find it gross. Like so many people, I'm like, ew, people touch that.
I just don't care.
People sneezed on it. Little kids lick their hands and
usually a glass.
Oh, it don't matter. That shit gets in there. Piccolo says daily there is so much food thrown out because buffets tend to overcook a lot of food, etc. Robbie says, "Oh, Roman is so exciting."
Sammy Guevara.
Every time he's on. Vindicator's like, Dalethea, are you going to have 30 or more over for Thanksgiving this year and cook a huge spread? Create your own buffet?
We got a German Shepherd that's in really bad shape, so it just depends on what's happening there. He's getting better, so it's not like we're going to put him down before then.
There's nothing happening.
I don't think that's happening. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to have people come over for UFC on the 6th. Right. Maybe even this Saturday.
Well, it's in the morning, isn't it?
That doesn't mean it's still a thing.
Well, I guess it just depends. Will it just be Danny or would it be
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Obi.
Too. If it's just Danny, he's not ever going to.
He's a dog lover.
Yeah. So for him, it won't even remotely.
Sammy doesn't have the leg strength.
Sammy doesn't have anything. Robbie's like, you love it, really. The thrill of the risk for that.
Big chop. Woo! Big slam. Sammy Guevara's down 1, 2. Can you imagine losing the television championship on a freaking body slam?
Well,
He got a 2 count.
that'd be really
All right.
good.
Here he comes, Ethan Page. All ego.
Page giving Sammy Guevara all he's got right now. Pickle's like, and we have so many homeless people on the streets here down in Pensacola.
You know, that's where they all go. They're kind of like snowbirds. They all go south for the winter, which makes sense because you don't want to be homeless in the north.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
But you know how many people are homeless in like every city? It's like way higher than you think. But some people are choosing to be homeless on their own.
Yep.
Like, I have a buddy who is basically homeless, but he just lives in his car. So I don't know if that's considered homeless. I mean, you don't have a home,
yes,
so it's homeless.
considered homeless.
But they're doing it on purpose. Like, they're single. They don't need anything. So they make money. They go to work, and they just don't spend it on houses.
What do they spend it on then?
Just whatever. Just whatever they want to do.
My only thing would be, like, I know that they, like, these people do it. Like, there was a TikTok person that lived in her car and stuff, and people asked her how she took showers, and she's like, well, I go to free places. And
gym. A lot of, like this guy does it at the gym.
You know, so then you have to have a gym membership.
It's not because he doesn't have money. He hurt his shoulder.
He did something stupid
No, he's
to
fine.
himself.
Oh, nobody was home.
Oh, my God, what a retard.
It looks like he's drunk. 1, 2, 3. Son of a bitch. I thought Ethan Page was going to pull it out after Sammy's botches.
Right? Something. Ayla's like, I don't like it at all, actually. And Sophie's like, I can see Kevin Owens.
Oh, shit, from behind!
WWE. Yeah.
Sorry.
As he should beat the crap out of him.
What happened? Who said something?
Oh, Sophie said that they could see Kevin Owens re-signing with the WWE. So could I. I mean,
Yeah, if
that's
he
where
wants to
should.
feed his children, why not? There's Scorpio!
Coming out to help Ethan Page.
Why would he pull him off? Just beat him up. There you go.
Right? I was like, LOL, okay, Ayla. Oh, excuse me.
Who's this? It's Jericho!
Oh, he's going to come
I
down
love
and
his
save
music
boy.
has to start first. They're all coming down. Jericho, don't run. He's running.
He's like, I gotta run at the end. Everybody else who's faster, go.
I love his outfit. Like, he just wears the weirdest shit.
He's like,
I got my jacket on, but I didn't put a shirt on.
He's like, I'm hardcore rock and roll, bitches.
If you ain't hardcore.
If you're really hardcore, you wear a pull-over sweatshirt with a leather vest over it.
And I will track you down and tell you
That would be Ortiz.
He's
hardcore.
Darkness, I lose in the
Did you see
light.
how hardcore he is?
Yeah.
Santana and Ortiz are complete hardcore.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're like, I got me my pullover hoodie on with
that
my
I
fucking leather
betrayed
vest over it.
Everyone
bitches.
I've ever loved and pushed them all away. And I have been a slave to the Judas
Pico
in
says,
my
I mean, if we have to
mind.
type stuff to avoid AEW, might as well talk about homelessness and other important issues. I don't find that important. Alita says, how far ahead are you guys? Far enough.
As like what's happening?
I have no idea. How
I
far
become in. They're all stop singing right now.
Robbie says, some people pretend to live on the streets to fund drug habits. Vindicator says, well, Travis
exactly
and
what
Dalethea
it
could
is.
go over to Ayla's new house and break it in with 50 family members to make quick work of huge spread from a frozen dinner chef in training, LOL. If she had a house to go to. Sophie says, let's see how Impact does it on its own without AEW help. And Robbie says, oh, Vin, that should defo happen. Sophie says the only true main event guy from the WWE that AEW signed was Chris Jericho.
John Moxley, for whoever said that.
Sophie said it.
Sophie, come on. John Moxley's a true main event guy.
Yeah. On another level. Piccola says the people here will swindle you for a few bucks, but I understand they will need drugs, alcohol to cope with everyday situations.
Right. Remember, the drug is not the problem. It's what the drug is masking that is the problem, right?
Yes.
Alcohol is not the alcoholic's problem. Like, they don't have a problem with alcohol. They have a problem with feelings that the alcohol takes away or masks.
Feelings are stupid. Sophie says some of the AEW talent aren't on AEW TV tonight because they are on Jericho's cruise.
Yeah, without Jericho.
Without Jericho? That's creepy.
They're all cruising around.
They're like, we're going on the cruise without you, bitch.
So I don't understand this cruise thing because he's doing it in March.
Yeah, so what are they talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a buddy that almost won tickets to it.
Yeah, but in March.
Yeah, it's in March. Maybe that's when they air it. I don't know.
Robbie says, LOD, you should try that look, haha. Oh, a hoodie with a leather jacket over it? Lita says, yes. And Pico says Tony wishes he was in the inner circle. So jelly. Oh, Tony Nese out there wishing he was in the inner circle. He's never going to get in the inner circle. Sophie says Tony Khan's ego is giving him a big head like how
Minneapolis street fight.
Vince Russo had. Why is it a Minneapolis street fight? Because they're going to be in Minneapolis? Yeah. Robbie says, should Chris continue wrestling? And Ayla says, yeah, I have to buy it first. Right? Sophie says, thank God there is no wrestling on Thanksgiving or Christmas Day this year unless AEW decides to do something on one of those nights. I don't think so.
That pumpkin-headed dipshit, Dan Lambert.
Pumpkin head. That sounds about right. Robbie says, Ayla, you better hurry up.
MMA meat
Before
sickle.
it's sold. Piccolo says America's top team needs some practice matches before all that nonsense.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, I'm bidding on basically every house. as Robbie says, D hating on Tony Nese. Why would I like him? I don't know him. Do you know him?
Put together well.
Do you call him at home? Do you like have posters of him all over your house or room or your kitchen? Yeah. AEW World Champion Elimination Tournament. Brian Danielson, and Eddie Kingston. So it says, storyline with America's top team reminds me of old-fashioned WCW storyline. I was like, yeah, D, sure, I have his number. I figured you did. I figured you were such a huge fan that you're like, oh my god, I can't wait until I get to see him. And then you saw him and you're like, oh, you're like fangirled all over him. It's gross. Ooh, he's not trying to get locked up. He's trying to live a dream. He's trying to live a dream, people. Eddie Kingston's just living his New Jersey dream. This is a dump. Our show's not New Jersey. I was like, he's not as good as Darby. Oh, yeah? Not as good as a Babby. Ayla says, ew, Robbie is a fangirl. Right? Oh, he's been through it too, and he don't complain. He's trying to be all like, look at me, I'm like Eddie Kingston. It's like, dude,
like
stop trying to be like everybody else and just be yourself. Brian Danielson. Oh, I got his name right that time.
DB. Now it's BD. Why is he all hyper, like talking him up? Ed, and Eddie, they're all losing. If they were wise, they'd have Punk interfere in that match and beat Daniel Bryan up, and then Kingston move on.
Right? Pico says Eddie and Daniel face to face. Nice. And Robbie says, yeah, I'm a fangirl. LOL, LOL, LOL. And Ayla's like, you would be. And Pico is like, Brian Bryanson, right? And Sophie's like, I forgot about John Moxley. Yeah. How could you?
He's their big guy.
Robbie's like, I saw a random video the other day of Brian's kids. They look nothing like Brie. Whatever. The daughter does.
It happens.
The little girl does look like her mom. So he says Chad Gable's friends wants him to leave the WWE to go to AEW.
Clog it up. He's not. Is he going to bring one fan with him?
I hope he doesn't, because I don't really.
Will their ratings go up one fan?
Rob is like, nah, D, they don't. I didn't say both of them. I said her daughter looks like her. Ayla says, my kids don't look like me either, huh? Whatever. What the fuck ever?
I mean, they look a lot like their dad, but I'm sure they look like you too. It's like Ozzy looks like his dad.
Uh-huh.
And then Indy looks like Ozzy.
To like a certain degree, but
that's how I look at it. But she doesn't look like her dad either. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously.
Has her mom's features.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You guys are looking at the wrong shit. What do you guys look at when you look at people?
Just their face.
Alita's like, I couldn't deny my son. Ayla's like, haha, they do, literally. Robbie says, oh, they probs have your personality. Ayla says, my genes are dominant. I mean, you can tell. Let's put it this way. You guys take a family portrait, and your kids look like both of you. Like, they look like your kids. Like, it's not like you could deny them. There are certain aspects of Ozzy's face that are Ayla features. He does look like his dad, but that's, I would hope so, right? He is a boy. he would get male features. I know you like to have like your strong arms over there, Ayla, but
Whew. Full commercial break.
full.
A full one.
Yeah, because they
Talking
have
about Ravens and
the
fiber.
whatever coming on. What's that stuff called? The tournament thing.
Oh, good.
Tony Schiavone was talking to him. Oh, look, what's
There's
his face?
Phoenix.
He's back. He's back.
Like that jacket, too.
His brown jacket?
Yeah.
Almost looks like it's got little ball sacks all over it.
That's what makes me like it so much.
Why would that not surprise me?
Look at this fucking weirdo that's with him. I mean, what a weird... He reminds me of our neighbor across the street if he was just pushed a little too far.
Oh, yeah? With a black eye and...
You know what I mean?
His, like, Italian getup he's got going on there. Because he reminds me of, like, the greasy guy in the whatchamacallit shows. The mob shows. The guy that nobody likes. And they, like, kill him off the first chance they get in the movie.
Right.
Sophie says, for people who don't watch AEW weekly or regularly, what would make them tune into AEW?
Stars. Names.
Some of
I have a
it's
cousin
names.
that texted me the other day and said, oh, you're right. AEW is pretty good. I saw they have CM Punk, too. Like, they just don't even know.
Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is when you're like this, you're not going to know because you're like this.
Well, especially
so
if you stop.
are open to watching all
Serena.
wrestling stuff to see, and you're just going off of the fact that you're just saying, well, it's not WWE, so I'm not even going to give it a chance. It's stupid.
Yeah, you have the closed-minded people. I'm talking about Tony stopped watching wrestling altogether. Like, his favorite wrestler's Randy Orton because he knows him. He doesn't know anybody else. So we're talking about guys from 7 years ago. And
Right.
how do you target fans that quit watching when CM Punk quit? That's how they need to figure that out in their team and go after those fans. Because they stopped watching because Punk left. Because that's when it went crazy. They lost, like, what was it, 35% of their fans in 2014.
Which is weird. And he's back, but did they really gain that fan back now?
No.
Nobody has.
Oh, there's her broken 50.
It's a rematch. It's not just a rematch. Holy Sheeta. That's fine. Robbie says, if it was shown in their country. And Robbie also says, D, who's your mate in this suit? Dude, that is your best from the greasy Italian guy. Because that's what he looks like.
I don't want to throw any
Sophie says,
slang out
is
there.
it funny that Tony Khan rumored card that was leaked might take place at the next pay-per-view?
Oh, it's happening.
And
I mean, I haven't
Paul
looked
says,
at it, but...
Nope, not laughing. What aren't you laughing about?
Serena Deeb being the mom that's riding the freaking van. She put her hair up for this.
She put her hair up for this.
Her Kurashita. I think she did a lot with her body this year. I think she got in really good shape. In her upper body. Kind of looks a little soft in her lower body, though. Deeb keeps it tight. Look at her. She was the champion there for a while, wasn't she? For the NWA or whatever.
Yes.
All right, Sheeta getting that knee worked on. Hiraku. Haraka.
No.
Haraka chaka. Chaka.
No, definitely not that. Robbie says, I was watching wrestling from 91 to 03. Cena ruined it for me, then only started watching on and off in the last 3 years.
So you and I share a little bit, not quite like that. What ruined it for me was when Vince bought WCW, and then I had a really hard time transferring over, and then Hogan lost to The Rock. I was done. Then I came right back. I came in about 14 or 13 because my neighbors watched it. And so I just kind of started watching it with the neighbors. So I did take off, a decade, about 10 years there. So a lot, I didn't see John Cena's prime. I didn't see The Miz come in. Although I did watch The Miz's reality thing because I had met The Miz years before in real life, so I thought that was pretty cool because he was on that wrestling. He was on the show where they like Tough Enough.
Yeah.
That's how he became a wrestler. Which is just weird.
Right.
But that shit worked. I don't know why they don't do that stuff anymore. Because it worked. They got Mandy Rose that way. They got Naomi that way. They got him that way.
I don't know.
The Miz. They should do tournaments.
Maybe there's just so many people now that are like, ooh, I want to be a wrestler. And so they go find wrestling schools and put themselves out there differently in the indie circuit. I have no idea. Anyways, Piccolo says, yeah, the backstage segments, he's not laughing about. Deeb looking like she came from an AC/DC concert.
Right? And her mom, like, shirt.
Ravi says, yeah, never watched Cena. Alita says, that's when I came back also. And Piccolo says, Cena and Edge feud in 06 was worth watching. Also, Taker, Batista, Taker, Edge.
See, I missed all that stuff. I mean, it's not like I missed it, right? Like, I still got the pay-per-views here and there. I watched some of those. Like, when Edge retired, that pay-per-view where he won the title or whatever, I have that necklace. It's in here. So whatever WrestleMania that was. Does it say it on the back? No. But anyways, whenever they gave these out when you bought the pay-per-views. And then I got the one with Mayweather and the Big Show. When Mayweather beat him. And I've got the glove. I don't know where it's at, but I do have it somewhere. And that has the WrestleMania on it also. It's just a little teeny glove that goes on your keychain. Back then when you'd buy the pay-per-views, they would send you some merch.
Right.
Because you're spending so much money. I think it was like $40 at the time.
Huh. Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways, so I did try to kind of keep up. And, I'd watch it here and there. I remember you would come over. It was like back in 2008 or whatever. And I'd be like, are you offended because they all have fake boobs? Because it was back in that era. All the women were all big boobed and phony a little bit. Not like women's division nowadays. It was definitely still the Divas era.
Right. Let's see. Sophie says, so Vince is doing what he did for AEW like he did for both ECW and WCW with the talent.
Hogwarts Tournament of Houses.
Sure, Sophie. Sophie says there are wrestling fans that like both AEW and WWE.
I'm right here.
It's how it should be if you like wrestling, right? And Piccolo says, wow.
I could probably even watch Impact. I don't not watch Impact because of the people. I don't watch it because I don't have time. Like, there's nothing there that really draws me. And even with the Iconics over there now, or the Inspiration, or whatever their name is, I don't know what it is. The Insurrection. Inspiration.
It's Inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's nothing there for me.
And Ravi says, one of my fave feuds was Stone Cold versus Brian Pillman from 97.
Damn. You're going way back. Was that in WCW? Or was that when they were both in ECW? That seemed like 97. That's a tough one for me to remember where they were at. I remember stunning Steve Austin in WCW. And then he left there, went to ECW. And then he became a star in WWE. Look at that. Woo!
Wow. Go Sheeta.
Doing it wild.
Robbie says that was WWF.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
Sophie says I started watching wrestling full-time in 2001 because my friends in school were talking about the Monday Night Wars and I didn't know what they were talking about.
That's pretty cool.
She's really fired up. Oh, Deep got out of it. And I gave her an upper punch to the face.
Yeah, a big old European uppercut. Missed that one. Sheeta's been dominating this one.
Sheeta? She came back with vengeance.
She has. I think that's like a big thong thing that she has on. I can't tell what that is, or if it's just extra straps on her pants.
It's just extra straps. So she has the same straps in the leg part. They're
yeah.
white. And she has one around her arm.
Wow. And down, that's it. That's her finisher. 1, 2, Deeb.
As Robbie says, he calls them the idiotics.
The idiot. I always loved the Iconics when they were in WWE. 2, and Deeb just kicks out again. Deeb grabs her chest. She's such a mall.
She's like, my chest.
I don't know what it reminds me of my grandma.
Alita's like, what are you guys watching? AEW?
AEW, Serena Deeb.
AEW Dynamite.
And Hikaru Shida.
Hiraku Shida.
What are you guys watching?
We're watching Shida versus Deeb. This is for them to go through for the tournament to get the final of who's going to go up against Britt
The
Baker.
television championship for the women.
Oh,
the
no,
TBS...
sorry, the television championship. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I thought that's what you were saying.
No,
I wasn't correcting you.
I said something else.
Oh.
I said against Britt, but the men's is the one that's for the actual full title.
The title eliminator.
Yeah. Vindicator says never knew that Shida was a strength wrestler trying to be like Raquel, LOL. Pico says when Brian Pillman had pulled the gun promo, that was a crazy time.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff that he did. He was out there. He's nothing like his son. I think his son was raised by his mom. If Daddy would have been around, it would have been a lot different, I think.
Right? Robbie says Belair could
Old
not go
Metheny.
as hard as these two. Annalita says, I'm half Cody. And Picola says, shaving Ryan's privates. Alita, that's what he is watching. It's kind of gross, Picola. It's kind of a nasty thing to be watching.
Oh, and down. And again on that knee. She's going to tear that knee apart. Deeb is having a really hard time keeping her top on. Like, if she had boobs, they'd be out.
It's a good thing she has no boobs.
Look at that, the figure 4 on the ring post. The old Bret Hart move right there. That's true, Tony. She does have the old colors of Bret the Hitman. Where is Bret the Hitman nowadays? Be on here.
I don't know.
Showing up, swindling paychecks. 1, 2, and...
Oh, she got out of it. Sophie says, I didn't have a chance to watch pay-per-views live in the old days before the WWE Network was a thing. So I don't know what happened the night before I found out from my friends at school.
Yeah, I understand that. I had a box. I had a scrambler box until the cable companies went digital. And once they went digital, you couldn't use it anymore. I was very, very disappointed in the world. And I didn't know there was pirating sites and stuff back in those days. So I just had bought everything. I would go in half with my neighbor who ended up being a child molester. It's kind of weird.
I was like, I remember staying up to watch King of the Ring when I was younger, watching Stone Cold beating Jake the Snake.
Old Jake Roberts. Yeah, that's where Austin 316 came from. Because Jake was that God lover, Bible thumper character. And then Austin would come out. Austin 316 says, and he, I'm going to kick your ass or whatever.
Sophie says, I watched Impact when they were on a popular channel and when they were a pay-per-view only company. Nice. Alita says, okay, I was on an old episode. How could you be?
Dee was cheating.
That's crazy. Don't do it. Don't cheat. Don't cheat.
Uh-oh, poked her in the eye and rolls her up. She's going to win it. No, she kicked out. That was great. Dee poked her in the eye and rolled her up.
Oh, geez.
When the referee turned. Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh.
The Deeb talks.
No, there you go. Yes.
That's it. 2 and 3.
Good deal. Yay.
She does. Number 50.
Piccolo says, yeah, that would be tough. I never had great neighbors that wanted to split pay-per-view.
Yeah, especially the child molester ones. We didn't find out till years later. And it wasn't like little kids, but it still was a child. It was a 15-year-old. That's a child to me. And he was 40-something.
Child, but back in the old days,
right?
They would have been married.
Look behind her. Look behind her. Took that knee out. That's going to cripple her for the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Deeb. The mom has finally lost it. This is what she wants to do with her children. She does. She reminds me of an LDS mom. Oh, brings that iron down right on that knee. And again, she's not even going to be able to compete. That's on her inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. So who
Should
is
somebody come save her?
I can't remember the tournament. Do you have it written down?
You have the picture.
I know. We can't watch the match because of it.
The referees are making sure Deeb has...
She's got her in some sort of knee lock.
Mm-hmm.
There's the men's bracket. I guess I didn't screenshot it.
You did. Not screenshot, camera. Camera.
Maybe I took a picture.
Take a picture. There, we can look at the bracket. They're going to show it.
Oh, thank God. Well, I thought I could be ahead of it. Where's
All right,
Steve?
so now Hiroko Shida goes up against Nyla Rose. We still
So
have
Rose
Bunny
is
and
going to
Red
get a
Velvet
bye.
And Anna Jay and Jamie Hayter.
Wow. Leo Rush. That's how he talks. Or at least he did in WWE. I don't know if he still talks that way.
Raul's in the chat. Hey,
Hey,
Raul.
Raul.
How's it going? Says, I'm watching AEW. Fantastic. Sophie says, at least you could afford buying AEW pay-per-views since they only have 4 a year.
Yeah.
And as Robbie says, I just stream stress-free. Yeah, but back in the day, we didn't have that. Sophie says, with WWE pay-per-views being on Saturday starting next year, at least a lot of people could do whatever they want on Sunday night instead of waiting to watch pay-per-view on Sunday. I'm afraid that's really going to be against them because a lot of people on a Saturday aren't going to stick around fucking home, especially in the summertime, to watch a fucking pay-per-view. Sorry. They're not. They have shit to do, places to go.
May and June are both in on a Sunday. But, yeah. July has 2 Saturdays.
They're dumb. I can't believe they're going to do that. That's just fucking stupid.
You're just upset because it could be during a boxing pay-per-view or a UFC pay-per-view.
Well, who wouldn't be upset about that?
Well, I'm just saying, maybe theirs is out early enough where UFC will work around it, but I doubt it.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think they even would think about looking at wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling's stupid. And whoever decided this is even more dumb.
His
and
name's Khan, but I don't know what his first name is.
And if they somehow convinced Vince that this is a good idea, he's stupid for listening to them. Just freaking stupid.
Vince is a billionaire and he has money. He doesn't care. And I guarantee nothing Vince does is stupid.
Oh, listening to whoever told him to put his pay-per-views on a Saturday? Stupid. Like they're showing a buffet commercial right now. Piccola, your favorite. Robbie says, dear mate in the ring getting cooked. Yeah, she was a champion. But so's Deeb. Deeb was a champion too. Pico says for a Serenity lock looks like it would hurt. Yeah, not very nice, right? Roberto says, happy AEW Wednesday. Hey, Roberto. Robbie says her knee is going to pop like a tube of Pringles. Haha. All pay-per-views back in the 90s in the UK used to be free. Sucks,
Yeah,
that you guys have to pay some money now, right?
I know you guys have to pay like $7 or something.
God damn, you guys are so abused.
I feel like I want BT Sports. I've been trying to figure out how to get it. I need to just work through Robbie.
Right.
Like, just pay him and have him subscribe and then give me the app.
Right.
Or something, because all their pay-per-views are way cheap. Mm-hmm. All the rest, there's boxing on there that's just free where you have to pay for it here. They're probably going to be able to watch that Canelo Alvarez fight for like $22.
Sophie's like, when people get rid of cable one day in the future, that could affect AEW. Yeah, nobody's getting rid of cable.
I think that's going to be, you're going to see that uptick back to cable.
The way that they're doing
because
all
of
your
the streaming
guys'
things.
stupid streaming shit. I told Travis that. I was like, they're going to fucking cut their nose off to spite their faces, this streaming crap. Everybody has to have a streaming platform, and every platform has to cost $5. Fuck that. So now people are like, well, I really like having the option to just watch whatever I want to watch on whatever channel I want to watch it all in one place instead of paying $5, $7, $15, depending on whatever I'm paying to have an app and pay for my internet and then, have all this. And pretty soon you're going to be back up there into the hundreds of dollars that everybody was trying to get away from. Not smart. Very stupid. Robbie says just stream both if it clashes. That's what I do. The problem with it is, Robbie, is that
we do this.
We do this for the wrestling, right? I would be okay with not, but that's not happening.
It's going to be like this.
For the UFC pay-per-views, we usually invite people over and we actually have socializing time.
What I'm probably going to end up doing is setting up a second camera and putting it out there and then having it so everybody can see what's happening. And then we would be in here talking, or whoever, because other people would probably come in and be on the show and that event. And then we just go in and out. But they could see what was happening, like the funness of it.
Oh. Robbie says, yeah, I see a buffet ad. Right? Walter's like, okay, bye, guys. See
Here
you
he
Friday
comes.
for SmackDown. Bye, Walter.
See Walter.
Have a good
John Moxley.
night. We'll see you on Friday.
Sophie forgot about this guy.
Alita says, we had hockey commercial. Nice. Alita says, bye, Walter. And Sophie says, before I moved to Florida, I used to go to my sister's friend's house to watch the big pay-per-views like Mania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series, and sometimes the non-major pay-per-views.
Yeah, I'd have people over here before we started this channel and do, I'd have a group of people over. Big ones, obviously, SummerSlam, WrestleMania and stuff. Mm-hmm. Invite cousins and family, and we'd have pretty decent-sized party. Whoa,
he's like all sorts of angry.
He's
Because
right in
this
his
streaming
way.
is for millennials. Robbie says, I keep telling you, Travis, get an Android box and an IPTV subscription with a VPN and you will get all sports channels from around the world.
I'm setting it up as we speak, but not to do anything illegal.
As Robbie says,
I want to
pay
pay
for the subscription once a year.
I want to pay for BT TV or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to take from anybody's livelihood or anything. What I'm getting at is we just don't have access.
Yeah,
to
why
it.
don't they have it available in the States? Why is America so dumb when it comes to that stuff?
Right.
Like they're like, oh God, no, you can't watch sports in other countries. That's just wrong.
Right. But anyways, yeah, but it ended up being too big what I was putting on my Amazon stick thing. And so I had to put a chip in it, and now I'm doing a full reset on the Amazon thing. Oh, he unmasked him.
He ripped off his mask
And bit him.
and then bit 10. Fun.
He bit 10.
He bit him.
He bit 10.
He bit 10.
He bit
Film
10.
Nation is in the chat.
Hey, Phil.
Says, what up? I am here. Dakota Rhodes. The rest win.
No Cody Rhodes in this one.
We haven't seen Cody Rhodes. I don't know if he's on tonight. I don't
No
think he
Cody
is.
Rhodes.
So, no Cody Rhodes tonight.
Got MJF. He beat a pretty blonde boy.
In a whatchamacallit match that everybody
Look at
was
the
upset
blood
about.
just pouring out of this guy.
Well, bummer for him.
John Moxley chewed on him.
Give up?
No. Here's his offense.
He
Number
required
10.
a
Yeah, he
bicep
tore
surgery.
his bicep when he was fighting Moxley before. Oh, shit. Big ol' lariat. All right, he's on top of him. Now he's pounding on that hole that he made earlier with his teeth.
Jeez, gross.
He's trying to blood him. Oh, he's taking the mask clean off. No, he's not. That's it. Paradigm shift. It's over. Basically a squash match. Shit, 10.
Oh, man.
10 just got his ass handed to him.
Dark Order, dude.
No. Oh, shit. That's a fan there, John.
That fan's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't out of the way fast enough. He probably wasn't supposed to be where he was. John's like, this is stupid. I don't even know why I'm here.
That fan's like chasing him. They got the medical team out there. So John Moxley's on fire. There's no way Daniel's going to beat him if he's on fire like that.
Robbie says you're still paying, but once a year it's not illegal if you're just streaming at home. Sophie says, how will the Saturday pay-per-views affect UFC and MMA pay-per-view schedules? We don't know yet. They don't put out their full pay-per-view schedules. They kind of do it like a month in advance, and that's about it.
It's about 3 months in advance, but yeah.
Sophie says, I wonder why they decided to do Saturday pay-per-views now instead of keeping it on Sunday nights. And Pico says, ha, Travis, that quote was out of context for me. I don't know what quote he's talking about.
I don't know. I probably said something funny.
Robbie says, no fruit roll-ups in AEW. And Pico says, Ophelia mocks Pound's chest. Never. Mick, shut up.
You got to fight for your right to party.
You got to fight for your
So
right.
is AAA going to go out of business too?
Party.
Hey, did they tell us who AAA belonged to? Wasn't that Ring of Honor?
I don't know.
Somebody, like I asked them who AAA was, and they told us, and I forgot.
Oh. I don't know.
Oh, it was a Mexican promotion. That was right.
Yeah.
It was in Mexico.
Luchador one. Alita says he came and went. Right?
Yeah.
He came, he bit, and he
Is this
left.
Cody here? I can't remember the music. I'm so bad at remember this shit.
I don't know. All I hear is Meg crying about whatever her problem is. Her whiny pants out there. Sophie says pretty soon you might need to apply for every streaming service out there.
It's Cody.
It is Cody.
So have you ever seen the claymations of the Santa Claus shows and all that?
Mm-hmm.
There's one creepy one. I don't like it, but it's about like the cold. What was the cold guy? Johnny Frost or Johnny nipping at your nose?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? John Frost?
Jack Frost.
Jack Frost. Nipping at your nose. Well, anyways, in the claymation stuff, that's exactly who he reminds me of with his blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see him, he's got the same face, everything as that claymation of the peaceful Frozen one, and then there's the bad, that's the fire one.
Right. Ravi says, Dee, I bet you wound up your parents playing that song.
What song? Wild Thing?
You have the right to party? No.
Oh, no, she's a little too young for that song.
P. Cole says, Rudolph? No.
Yeah, but in the same animation stuff, I think it's probably even the same guy.
Ravi's like, LOL, I thought it was John Frost. Haha, it's Jack Frost.
Jack
nipping
Frost.
Out your nose.
Nipping at your nose.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Oh. Saying hi to people in the audience like a weirdo.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
And when did Candace Parker get the nickname Ace? I don't remember her in college being called Ace.
She probably wasn't. They probably just decided she needed it because they're stupid. Like, oh, we want to make you cool, so we're going to give you this nickname.
Candace Parker,
Like,
Tennessee.
Okay, look.
She's a
I
volunteer.
don't even know who the hell you are. So if I don't know who you are,
Candace
then you
Parker?
are nobody.
She was like the really pretty one on that Tennessee team that was full of beauties.
Yeah. Still don't know. Sophie says there are people out there who already cut cable from their bill and they already signed up for whatever streaming service.
Yep, they have.
Yeah, Sophie, they did.
You're 100% correct.
People are going back.
We have all the streaming services and pay the cable, so who are we? We pay like $200 a month on that shit. I'm pretty sure I ran the numbers, and we pay something like $2,700 a month, or not a month, but a year, on everything. Like that's internet, streaming. What's this called? Cable, and pay-per-views or something.
Right.
You okay?
Yep.
You seem weird.
Robbie's like, D, stop recommending these. I didn't recommend anybody, dude. You're the one that loves fucking Darby Allin, for fuck's sake, dude. Jesus Christ. You want to talk about a Z-lister? That's your Z-lister right there. Garbage.
Darby's the second best behind MJF. I heard MJF say it himself.
Psst. Meg! Stop. Alita says, I need Cody's wife to go on a vacation so I can climb through the window. Picola says, so will they finish up Cody Black now? I don't know. Anyone says, can we move on to another feud?
I'm going to say no. I bet you somehow Malachi has something to say about this.
I'm sure that they have to do the Malachi thing a little bit more. I don't know. Sophie says, I'm surprised that nobody has been caught by cheating the system with the cable or streaming or whatever they use to watch TV.
Oh, people get caught with it all the time. There's all sorts of Discord things and boxes out there and
all kinds of extra things.
let me know what Cody's saying.
Okay. Do you want me to do it in a lisp?
No.
Okay.
Suffering,
Succotash.
Nick, shut up. What do you need?
Sounding at clouds on social media. Sorry. He hooked under his arms, Travis. And then they gave him a Tiger Driver 98. Is that a type of golf club? I feel like that should be a golf club.
What do you need?
He thought about hitting a different move, though. He thought about it for just a second. It was just a slight sparkle.
She's coming in there.
Why? No, don't let her do that.
There's nothing in there.
Whatever, she'll try to come over this way. She's going to ruin that cable. It's going to go. She's going to rip that camera right down from there. Are you coming this way? What's your problem? What's your major malfunction? Are you coming over here? Okay, well then that's it. Lay right there. You're fine. Okay, now lay down. I don't know what your deal is or why you're being a weirdo.
She just wanted to be by you.
No, she didn't.
Oh yeah, she was at the door whining still to come in. And I was out there. So it's all you. See how happy she is?
She's not that happy. She's all weird. Let's see. Robbie says, I need to stop trusting your recommendations. Yeah, I need to stop trusting your recommendations because you think Darby Allin's good.
Old Darb.
Pickle's like doggo. Yeah, it's Mig. She's being a whack.
Cody's throwing his shoes out in the crowd.
Just lay down. Thank you. Sophie says it will be an interesting year for the pay-per-view company next year with all the Saturday pay-per-views from AEW, WWE, UFC, Impact, and MMA.
I got a wife that's too hot for me.
Janelle Jackson's in the chat. Hey, Janelle says,
Hey, Janelle.
what are your guys' opinions on the Charlotte backstage heat? And she has, personally, I think it was unprofessionally what she did.
Yeah, it was probably a little unprofessional, but at the same time, I think it's good for the business. It's real heat, and real heat is really good for people to talk about. It keeps everybody talking. What do they say? All press is good press or something?
Right? Sophie says Charlotte isolated herself from everyone.
It's all good. She'll be fine. Cody is married to a woman that's too hot for him. He even said.
He did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure.
Is he retiring again?
No. If he's trying to retire, I think that should be his brother. For real. I was like, even Sonya wanted Charlotte. Even wanted Charlotte Square. And Film says, oh, Travis, by the way, yes, I would love to see that match. As Picola says, no press is good press.
Is that the answer? Brock Anderson.
Brock Anderson is not the answer.
Arn.
Brock Anderson is never the answer to any issue.
I love you, man. Can you
oh
imagine?
my God, it's a damn honor.
He gets to stand in the ring with Arn Anderson.
Is he gonna cry about it?
Arn might.
That's what I said. Film Nation says yes. My answer is yes. People will watch that, aka the other live stream that you answered my question.
Oh, it's Andrade.
Andrade. El Idolo.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are, sir? Robbie says Sonya needs to stop being a mook and get in the ring. Piccolo says Cody had to get that off his chest. He sounds psycho live. Psychotic. Piccolo says, Idolo has arrived.
He said, people don't like you. And people don't like me either, but I don't care about the people. Andrade, I don't speak Spanish. I don't know what you're saying.
What happened to his interpreter? You got rid of Chavo.
I'm just, it's funny. He's speaking English. That's what makes it funny.
Oh, psychotic. Okay, people. That's a type. I'm like, psychotic? I'm like, psychotic? Psychotic? I thought you were talking that he was acting like Psycho Liv or something. I'm like, yeah, that's totally true. So it was like, I have cable and I have almost every streaming service out there except one or two. Reese Anderson is in the chat. Says, hey guys, did y'all get a chance to check out Tony D'Angelo on NXT and what y'all think of him?
I did. I watched NXT last night. It was a pretty good show. And yes, I did go check that dude out. Very interesting character. Like a mafia type dude.
Robbie's like, Andrade and other Z-listers.
Oh, Malachi! Blue mist right in his face.
Okay, so Andrade actually left WWE of his own choosing.
He did ask for his release and it was granted.
He did not get fired. He didn't just get kicked out. He actually asked for his release. So
and they let him go without a grace period. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Pac!
So Pac's going to come out there and help.
Andrade fell out hard.
Get rid of Andrade. And then he's going to go after Malachi.
Kicks Malachi right in the head.
They could do a Malachi-Pac feud there.
Yeah, as long as Pac
So the
loses.
only friend they have is Pac, but he's not really a friend. He just wanted to kick
We need
Andrade
Ricochet over here for Pac. Let those two flip around for a while.
Reese is like, Andrade sucks. He sucks at promos because his English is trash.
That's all right, though.
At least he tries.
I don't mind it.
Sophie says my mom's cousin
gave
us
shit.
a hacked Amazon Fire Stick because it was a lot cheaper than if we got a regular one.
I have one.
Robbie's like, still a Z-lister, D. If you're going to say that, Rafi, then every single wrestler in AEW is a Z-lister. All of them.
Z-lister on WWE TV, yes.
Z-lister on if he's going to say that Andrade is a Z-lister, then all of them on AEW are Z-listers. Every single one of them.
I feel like Andrade is just like an A-, B+ in real life.
Right. I'm not saying that he's like the bestest ever. I'm just saying that if he's a Z-lister, then the rest of them are just
there it is.
Z-listers.
Cody Rhodes, Andrade El Idolo. Anna J, Jamie Hayter. John Moxley, Orange Cassidy next Wednesday. Poor Orange Cassidy.
Dark Order versus the Elite is up
That's
next.
coming up next.
That's your main event. Is it because he doesn't have water?
Maybe. Sounds like a woodpecker.
Trying to get the thing to him. Reese says he had a chance to be the next Eddie Guerrero, but his English never got any better like Eddie. Film says, to be honest, I kind of miss Andrade and WWE. I kind of wish they would go for a better approach instead of releasing him, but he was the one who asked. Did it in the first place, so that's all on him. As Film says, I don't see Charlotte Flair leaving WWE because I think she is loyal to them. That's just my honest opinion. I don't think she's going nowhere. And Robbie says, not really, D, but Andrade is never going to hit the heights, D. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying that he's going to hit the heights. But being a Z-lister means that you're literally like that guy
like
that got
Dante
jobbed
Martin
earlier with MJF or Dante Martin or Leo Rush right now. That guy. That's a fucking Z-lister if I ever saw one. There's so many others that are like Z-listers. At least Andrade is, you see him on TV.
Although
those guys you see on TV, but they don't do anything. They just stand there.
They're wrestling on Rampage against the Seidel brothers.
Right. Like, and how good is that? Ooh. Good for you. Because, like, Anna J and Jamie Hayter next week, I need a respirator. You gonna be okay, man?
I feel you.
The only reason why Travis asked if she had a birthmark was because her arm looks terrible. Did you see the bruise on her arm?
Her right tricep. If you were
looking at Jamie Hayter while she was back in the back talking to Tony Schiavone with Britt and Rebel, If you looked at her, like, because she looked really good with her hat and her hair and stuff like that. But if you were actually looking at her, it caught your eye because you're like, whoa, why is her arm so dark? Like, in a spot, and it was just, like, terrible. It was a huge-ass bruise. It was the size of a cutlet. Sophie says, do you think they will put the real-life heat between Becky and Charlotte on WWE TV? They might if
it's making me wonder how they're going to do that at the Royal Rumble. They have a month to do it if they're going to keep the title on Charlotte or Becky. We got to find out next Monday if Becky's going to lose it. And I don't know what they're going to have in store for Charlotte tomorrow or Friday. I don't know what day it is.
Right. Film says, I think Charlotte Flair should take a break being on TV because I think she's stressed about the situation. She can't. She's a champion. Film says, because I know that Becky and Charlotte never meant to go off on each other. It's just miscommunication. I could be wrong. What do you think?
I'm sure there's a lot going on there. But, I mean, I had heard that maybe she had called her plastic. And then, so who told Becky to call her that? Mm-hmm. And then, so it just is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with Charlotte taking a couple months off as champion, keeping the belt hostage or whatever, making it a storyline. Or she does, not over that, just like Brock, main eventing.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says this Becky Charlotte thing reminds me of when Brock and Goldberg first wrestled each other, as well as Batista and Triple H a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember when Goldberg tried to fight Scott Steiner in the back. Scott kind of knows how to fight. He's a real wrestler, collegiate wrestler and stuff. Right. And Goldberg got a little messed up in that one. I mean, Goldberg's a big dude, though. Professional athlete.
Is he looking something he might not supposed to be looking?
I doubt it. There's nothing out there. The floor.
Himself, I mean.
Oh, I don't care. Look away. Nothing he can do. It's on the one good side. Anna Jay looking piff out there. John Silver as Bambi.
Halloween costumes, huh?
Paige's horse out there. Fuck. Evil Uno is it. What in the world? He's Brandon Cutler. He dressed up as Brandon Cutler. Cool Cabana, it's Brandon Cutler.
That's actually pretty funny. We have Bryce in the chat. Hey, Bryce says, hey, did CM Punk make an appearance?
He did. Yes, he wrestled first.
He wrestled first.
Wrestled Bobby Fish.
He wrestled Bobby Fish. Yes, he did. And he won. Robbie says man needs to win titles and have decent matches to be better than he is now. CM Punk won.
I thought they were coming. They are coming out to the Ghostbusters song. I was like, is that the Ghostbusters song? Love it. Which one's Egon?
None of them. They're their own names. They have too much of an ego to be anybody else.
Oh!
Robbie says man needs to win. I read that. Sophie says I'm surprised at how many WWE free agents from last year haven't signed with any wrestling promotion. Piccolo says, haha, Silver promised a Rudolph costume on BTE.
Look behind them, guys. Look behind them. There's giant marshmallow men.
So. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And a giant baby. So Piccolo, he literally said on Saturday that he was going to dress up as Bambi.
He did.
So he's dressed up basically as Bambi. Sophie says Malachi Black, somehow they didn't realize he was under a 30-day non-compete clause. He still had his NXT.
He was under an NXT contract, so it was only a 30-day.
Film Nation says his contact with Anna Jay. Haven't seen.
No, we did not see. She was out there.
Oh, was Anna Jay out there?
Yeah, she was on the ramp with the rest of the Dark Order. They turned around and left.
Oh, yeah, I guess not. Then Piccolo says, sorry, my bad, Bambi. You're good. Film says, what? Haha, hilarious. Piccolo's like, OMG, Super Elite are nerds. Robbie's like, message retracted. And Reese says, is there still an overall point to the Dark Order? Like, there's like 8 people and none of them have any titles.
No. They never will, guys. Unless Adam Page joins them or something.
Oh, God, no. Film says, I'm not going to lie. AEW needs more women. I mean, you still got a few good women in there, but there just needs to be more. They don't have enough time.
It's a time slot. They would need to just do an all-women's show, and maybe they can pull it off first.
I thought that's what that Hills was.
I don't know what Hills is exactly.
Okay. Sophie says the Dark Order became nothing after Brody passed away.
Adam Cole is like in this like saggy outfit. It's like sagging to his knees. Either that or that's how long his legs are.
His legs are really short.
John Silver's just so strong.
He's like,
got that low center of gravity with being a midget.
Reed says Anna Jay's bathwater is drinkable. Gross. No.
You could bottle it and sell it. Call it the J. The JJ.
That sounds nasty.
Oh, he put his antlers on. Oh, and he stuck him in the eye with the antlers. Tony Schiavone. He got him with the horn. That's antlers.
He got him with the horn.
John Silver mocking Adam Cole. Poor Evil Uno. Is he the doll? He is the doll, isn't he? From that show, the Toy Story.
Oh, right.
Woody.
Either that or he's just a cowboy. But he can't just be a cowboy, you know. He doesn't have to be a doll.
Uh-oh. Look, Omega still got his backpack on. Have you ever seen anybody wrestle in the ring with a proton? Oh, that's why he kept it on.
So he can hurt somebody.
Very wise.
Ooh.
He should take that and shove it right up his candy ass. Look at it hanging out the back, the proton, whatever it is. Oh, shit. Oh, and down.
Oh, jeez.
Why not?
Pico says, I ain't afraid no ghost, baby. Ravi says, Adam Cole trying to be saucy. Ha ha ha, how shameless. Film says, I like Tay Conte because she's from Brazil, and I like women from Brazil because they're hot.
Because that butt.
And as Piccola says, Woody Uno.
Woody Uno. Oh, the ref just kicked his hat out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they have name tags. Is this Matt?
Yes.
Oh, he's riding him. Ride him. Ride that little doggy.
He's like, how dare you? My wife is the only one. I mean, Britt is the only one that could do that. Mitzi's in the chat saying, is that Kratos? I don't know. Who's that?
Kratos?
Kratos? Are you talking about the other guy from the Dark Order guy? The one that's all white with red on him?
Maybe.
Nicola says, haha, Omega mocking Dark Order. So
oh, he sprayed him in the face.
Colt Cabana.
He's got the trigger still pulled.
He's like just exactly what Colt what's his face does.
Brandon
Cutler does. Oh.
Look at this triple slam. And again. Look, they're one cohesive unit.
Sophie says, I wonder what WWE Hall of Famer will sign with AEW next. Maybe Kurt Angle since he was on the Jericho Cruise. Alita says, not the baby. And Robbie says, LOL, is the Marshmallow Man going to get involved? I have no idea, but that's probably Brandon Cutler.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Film says, if this is just my reference, how I like my women, I like women with big butts and big boobs. So if Tay Conte had surgery on her breasts and make them look a little bit bigger, just being honest.
Okay, they're big.
Reese says, the only thing I like about the Dark Order is because Anna Jay is sexy as hell, and I get to see her pretty ass come out. Other than that, none of them interest me.
And that's the truest shit ever said.
Right.
Right there.
Film says, what's your favorite Halloween movie?
Well, it depends on what you consider a Halloween movie. Because if you think of Ghostbusters as a Halloween movie, then it's got to rank up there. But I don't consider it a Halloween movie.
Right.
Because it wasn't during Halloween.
Right.
But if I'm going to go a Halloween, I like that. I really did like that Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2. Way better than Prom Night 1.
Yeah.
Even though Jamie Lee Curtis is in the first one.
Right.
But, I mean, obviously Halloween is probably the greatest Halloween movie. The first one. Or, I like the one that Rob Zombie did. And the first one of that one, too. Or, yeah. He did 2. I've never seen the second one.
Let's see. Reese says if Bray Wyatt isn't going to come to AEW to lead Dark Order, they should just break it up.
Fact.
Sophie says, has this Dynamite been better than the last 2 Saturday Dynamite?
No. Well, 2 weeks ago, I didn't see it. Last week was okay, and this one's decent. This is laughable. This is a fun little skit on the end here for Halloween.
Piccolo says, The Shining, Sinister, and Freddy movies. And Alita says Halloween.
I forgot about Nightmare on Elm Street, but also, again, I don't consider that a Halloween movie. It didn't come out during Halloween. They don't even talk about Halloween on there. So are you just talking about any horror movie? Because if that's the case...
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
That changes the game if you go
I'm
any
going
horror
to
movie.
say my favorite Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. And I like...
I love that fucking movie.
And it's based on Halloween.
Just like it. It's funny. It's cute. And it's not because I don't like scary movies. I like that movie. I love Bette Midler. Sophie says it is easier to watch TNT than Fox. Yeah, it is.
What do you mean?
Even on their streaming thing, I'm sure.
You
TNT is probably on
mean...
more streaming services.
Fox is free. You can get it with antenna. Just throwing that out there.
Right. Pickle's like, oh, I didn't read the question right. Why wouldn't you? Your favorite Halloween movie? I don't know, like, do they mean scary? I mean, they didn't really specify scary movie or not, right? So it's kind of hard to go, Mitzi says Kratos is getting choked on by Venkman. So Kratos is that guy. I don't know who that is. Like, I don't know who Kratos is.
He is, it's got, what's the name of that book or video game? Lord of the Worlds or God of War.
Oh,
I think that's who it
that
is.
guy. Oh, okay. It was like, something is fishy here, and it's not my fabulous salmon I'm eating. Film says, yes, you are correct, Travis. I'm talking about horror movies. So Film is talking about horror movies. So if he's talking about horror movies, then... You guys got the answers, whatever you want to consider horror movies.
Look at that American Dream elbow. The bionic elbow. Oh, Hurricanrana!
He kind of messed it up a little bit there.
Omega DDT's his own man.
He's like, I
Cole with the save.
He's like, I'm trying to keep my pants up and then over my actual wrestling gear.
Cole Cabana using his whole body, runs right into a thrust kick. All right, the midget's in there. Coming up. That's a long way down for him if he falls.
Films like, OMG, I love Hocus Pocus, OMG Misty. Yes, that's totally my favorite movie, Hocus Pocus. For an actual Halloween movie, you know.
Yeah, that was based on Trick and Treating and stuff. Because Halloween and Hocus Pocus are the only two I can even think of.
Because, I mean, Halloween Town was weird. I don't really like that one. But Hocus Pocus was really good. Robbie says, LOL, Ayla, not someone's breath. And Picola says, I think The Parent Trap should be considered a horror movie. The old one or the remake? Go. Which one? Flash is in the chat saying, and the Marshmallow Man ain't having it today.
Not today.
Pretty sure that's Brandon Cutler, and he doesn't usually get involved too much.
Look at this.
Sophie says, hopefully when AEW Dynamite moves to TBS, it will help them.
Adam
get
Cole
new
got
viewers.
kicked by Omega.
Oh, dang. Ouch for him. He's like, I kicked my own people. People says Trick or Treat was pretty good.
Yeah, there's a few. Oh, gave his foot to the referee.
People
Referee
like,
helped him out.
Maybe the new one, D. Oh, the new one. was just weird. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I like the original one way better.
I miss it. I probably should watch it. Oh, referee's out. Referee is out after the thrust kick by Adam Cole.
That's not Adam Cole, is it?
Yeah.
No, that's a whatchamacallit.
Jackson.
Dude. That's a.
Hey, I'm listening to the announcer.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Look at this. He's going to win it, and nobody's around. Oh, that's Stu. Don't call me Dick.
It was like something dark, something complete. Film says, wait, what? And Sophie says they were going to film Dynamite on the cruise, but decided against it because it would cost more money to do it. Film says, wait a minute, that's too early for Omega to turn his back on Adam Cole.
3 low blows, baby.
Indicator says, so AEW pulling an old WWF technique with Divas Halloween costume matching, just take me out of the action.
Uh-oh, they got their proton packs.
Proton pack. What are you talking about here?
They're going to shoot them all again.
It'd be great if the lights had went out before they even got there.
Uh-oh, they're laying those packs out. Colt Cabana is going to go right through those packs.
He calls like Low Blow Jones over here. And Robbie says this match is a free-for-all. As Lieutenant Martha says, shell-shocked.
Broke those propane tanks. Whatever they're called. Proton
packs.
Here comes Brandon.
Is that Brandon?
Oh, yeah.
Is that Brandon Cutler out there?
Uh-oh, here comes a horse.
Here comes the horse that doesn't know where he's at. Somebody left the barn door open. So that guy...
That guy looks like Yanni. Paige is going to show up.
I don't know who that is. We think we know.
Nobody knows who it is. Maybe that's Brandon Cutler. And then in the mask, in the marshmallow outfit, it's Adam Page.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
So who's the Marshmallow Man? You can tell it's a bigger guy.
There's no whimpering in wrestling.
Look at behind him. It's Adam Page! Matt Jackson's all scared. There's that buckshot lariat! Look at...
It's just seriously weird.
Woo! Stu Grayson knocking everybody out. Kenny Omega gonna get pinned right here. Although there's nobody in there to pin him.
There he is. That guy can pin him. But, oh yeah, the referee's gotta wake up.
Yeah. That's enough. 1, 2, 3.
They finally let the Dark Order win something.
It should have been over Omega, by the way. The
it
pin.
Should have, yes.
Because that's what you do.
Mm-hmm. They should have pinned him. But they're like, we can't have him. Gotta have the other guys win.
Where's Anna Jay? Bring her back out.
What was she wearing?
Black pants and like
she wasn't wearing a costume?
It didn't look like it. And then she had like a white and black top on.
His Pickle says nice mustache pilgrim.
She probably has to get ready for her match.
Robbie's
because
like,
she's wrestling now.
Wound up. Film says the only women's armpits I like in AEW are Rebel, Ruby Soho, Red Velvet, the alien chick, and that other black chick who flexes her muscles.
Jade? You don't like, Anna Jay, huh?
Conte? What's wrong with you? Vindicator says, still a nice show overall, more so than Raw, so I will see you guys for SmackDown. Maybe you two should dress up for occasion, pretend to be Travis and delete the 2.0. LOL. Bye.
Right?
Bye, Vin. Film says, no, Dr. Britt Baker Pitts. I only see her as a friend. I don't see her as a girlfriend. Okay. Robbie's like a man in a horse head getting cooked. Mitzi says, what the hell? And Pico's like, marshmallow shit. Film says, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD is another figure to professional wrestling. And Film says, who's dressed up as a robot? No
Nobody.
Robbie says
Just
this
a marshmallow
is
man.
a pantomime match. Ha ha. Alita says that was a fun one. And Film says, P.S. Hold up, I love Conte. I also like Carpus too. And Film Nation's like, CM Punk is not there. He's done.
He started the show.
He started the show.
Omega ended it.
He was there first.
With Paige.
That's it. The end. The end. No more. No more.
This is the end. The end, my friend. The end.
All right, everybody.
Well, it's not even over yet.
Yeah, it's over. It's 8 o'clock. They're just leaving.
You have to put a fork in it.
It's done.
Where's the fat lady?
All right.
You need a
Robbie
fat lady
says
singing.
More matchups like this. And Ayla wants to know what Fat Lisa's favorite movie was. I can't remember. Sweet. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for hanging with us for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. Back on their regularly scheduled time and program and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab, and we'll see you in 46 hours.
For Friday Night SmackDown.
Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah! Woo!
All right,
Party
well, thanks
on
for
like
watching.
rock stars. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Have
Thanks
a good
for watching
night.
Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.